and welcome to Investors Hangout, your weekly guide to making smarter financial decisions. This series is brought to you by Aditya Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund and Value Research. The national pension system has received its biggest upgrade yet. So, more flexibility, simpler access, and smarter choices for savers across India. To decode what this means, we have with us our in-house expert Dhirendra Kumar. He recently had the opportunity to interview PFRDA chairperson, and you can read the full interview in the anniversary issue of Mutual Fund Insight. So Dhirendra, welcome.
Thank you.
Let's begin with, everyone is calling this change a landmark change. What is the big idea behind this upgrade of national pension system?
Oh, this is quite a turning point. It surely is revolutionary because this multiple scheme framework, it gives complete freedom to investors. National pension system started as a very rigid system, that there were 3 schemes and it will be mixed up in like this, and it was primarily done for the government employees, and then it was spread to other citizens. There were 7-8 years of waiting. So, constraint was the driver. Now, NPS or PFRDA has enabled a mechanism that investing for pension or your retirement is important. We will give you all the flexibility. We will give you freedom to design, freedom to choose, flexibility to opt for things. So I think at the heart of it, it is trust in investors' choice. That is one. So that is what multiple scheme framework is. So far, it was not possible. I have an NPS account. I can't invest more than 75% in equity. Yeah. I can't have multiple equity funds in my equity allocation of 75%. Now I can have 4 of them, allocate by my choice, evaluate things based on what is there. Pension fund managers have been permitted to design schemes bought for this one. So the framework remains beautiful. It remains low cost. It remains very advantageous, and it gives the responsibility with guardrails to investors. So that makes it a completely a very special thing coming for, and it remains retirement oriented. Yeah. Because the biggest problem of investment, the way it has been democratized in India ever since the stock market as well as the mutual fund became digitally accessible, that people don't think long term. And the imposition of long term orientation through the retirement, through the NPS or for the retirement benefit allocation or investment is a very important thing, and more so people at the bottom of the pyramid.
Right. That sounds like a big leap, but how does this system, how does it reach the masses, not just the affluent people, especially informal workers?
I was very surprised and extremely happy. In my conversation, the PFRDA chairman was very excited about the possibility that the guy who actually he's trying to work on democratizing this, because the KYC is problematic sometimes, yes. But everybody who has to come on board already has a bank account. Very premise of KYC is to prevent money laundering. And if you are going to invest and you are going to identify yourself, how old are you? And you can't take your money out till you are 60. And even when you turn 60, you can't take 40% of the accumulation that you have. Where is the money laundering happening? So I realized that he has a far greater appreciation of making things flexible, making things accessible, making things friction free. And imagine, I'm just giving you an example what I was able to absorb based on my conversation. He was very fiery with his enthusiasm. We get people who are delivering us the food when we order food on Zomato. And they are part of an organized workforce, but not organized in a framework of social security. If they can be enthused and they are using technology, they are getting identified, they are getting the payment, they are getting the compensation for the services that they render. And if at the same time, the company can be enabled to open their retirement account where 5% of their income is directed to that, the regulator should facilitate that. And if that happens, and if that is happening for a less than 30-year-old person, 100% into equity, it will be a magical thing. 5 years down the line, we will have a person who will be financially independent, who will have some financial worth, And it will not be a gift from the government. It will not be a dole. It is a self-earned thing. And the way it gets dignity to an individual is very powerful. And he had great appreciation, because in this country where remitting money 20 years back was only through bank account, where it used to take hours and hours, or the money orders. Now it happens seamlessly and the whole country has embraced it, and you are able to buy your vegetable and make a 20 rupee payment, 10 rupee payment, temple contributions, the smallest ticket size payments being made online digitally, which was unthinkable. And this is the most important thing. Spending has been enabled, payment is needed, and integrating it for getting your retirement security. And if we succeed partially, this will be magical. And I think it is a very foresightful thing.
All of this sounds really great, but with this much flexibility, how does NPS make sure that investors are not reckless with their money?
Opening your account and contributing to NPS with regularity reduces the risk substantially. Because NPS is not configured in a manner that you come and put your 5 lakh rupees or 2 crore rupee in an equity fund and then wait for it to grow and the market tanks and you are driven out of the market. It is very much aligned with what people do. People earn, people spend, and the money that that is saved, a part of it goes for your pension, for your retirement. And in this framework, I think it is a mindset. And I don't think people should worry much about reducing risk. If you are a 20-year-old, 25-year-old, a rider, just get on with your 100% equity. At 35-year-old, the app can actually give you a nudge that have some fixed income allocation as you have accumulated something, but you can overwrite it. My sense is that if anybody does, the NPS contribution is nothing but a 25-year SIP. And SIP only when you earn it. The time when you don't earn it, you don't contribute. And you can take out money only for special occasion, 3 special occasion. And maybe it gets modified. It's for some emergencies. It might get enabled, and that's fine. It is giving power to the user, giving flexibility, and trusting the investor.
One long-standing pain point of NPS has been withdrawals, either too rigid or too limited. Is that improving in any way?
The NPS withdrawal mechanism is likely to change. PFRDA has come up with a discussion paper. And for too long, we have thought that government thinking, that is reflected in the regulations or in the thought process, has been that we will tell you what to do. And what they told us what to do is, when you retire, buy annuity, nothing else. And annuities are very poorly designed. So not very long ago, PFRDA enabled that, okay, you can postpone buying annuity. So when you retire at 58 or 60, you can now postpone it till the age of 75. And there is a systematic lump sum withdrawal enabled in NPS. So till you are 75, you don't have it. They are not imposing to buy in annuity. Second is, the idea being thrown out right now, and it is part of the discussion, is that you don't have to necessarily buy annuity. In your retirement, you can mount a withdrawal plan. You can mount a withdrawal plan with some kind of guardrails. You have to mount a withdrawal plan so that people don't consume all their lifetime accumulation in a hurry. What are the checks and balances that they can put? And this is all up for discussion. But going by what has come by way of from PFRDA in this multi-scheme framework, I'm very hopeful that it is going to be wonderful. It is going to be extremely flexible. It is going to be beneficial to readers, beneficial for investors to plan their retirement and not assume one size fits all. Different people will have different conditions. There will be people who are NPS members. They will invest all their life and they don't need the pension. There are people who will invest and they will definitely need the pension. That will be the only avenue for. There will be people who will have multiple sources of pension, and NPS accumulation will be one of it. For some people, NPS will be the significant part of it. For other people, NPS will be a small part of it. They don't need to withdraw. It should not be imposed, because government has thought that everybody has to be treated alike. It is government's responsibility that they prevent investors or savers to take all the money out. The unusual thing about personal finance or personal finances or money is that everybody's situation is unique and everybody's needs will be unusual, and he should be given the free, and we should trust the guy who's doing it. We should have checks and balances so that if somebody is likely to radically misbehave with his own money, which will hurt him, how do we protect it? A withdrawal plan with a ceiling of not more than 10% of your accumulation in your retirement is a good enough such a control.
So once again, I'd like to remind you to pick your copy of Mutual Fund Insight Anniversary Issue, because there you can read the full interview with PFRDA chairperson, all the details. Now, Dhirendra, let's move on to the viewer's question for this week. Jeevan Dabra asks, if someone aged 65 years plans to retire with no home loan, children's education complete, marriage is done, with current corpus of 3.25 crore, is it important to continue with the term plan of 50 lakhs with an annual premium of 10,450 rupees till the end of the term of 70 years?
Yes and no. Depends on his situation. His contribution to term plan to continue. If 3.25 crore is more than enough, he should calculate, and that will depend on where this 3.25 crore is invested. His income requirement, is it getting fulfilled by 4% of that 3.25 crore? Is he invested in a manner that on an average his investment will return 8 to 10%? That will require something like 50% to equity, 50% to debt. If he is not, then he needs to prepare for it, and then he can discontinue. If 3.25 crore, instead of 3.25 crore, having 3.75 crore will be a better protection for his family till he attains 70, till he becomes 70. Then it is important. And if it is going to take 1 or 2 years to reconfigure his asset allocation and make it to deliver the kind of return and the asset allocation, then he should carry on. Otherwise, the primary objective of term insurance, buying insurance, is to buying protection for your family just in case you are not around. Just in case you are not there and you have nothing else. You have something meaningful. It might be good enough, and make sure that you are able to nominate your spouse. But if you already have it, you will be able to save 10,450 rupees.
That's all we have for you in today's episode. Keep watching this space for more information. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bye for now.